channel. I'm doing part 2, maybe 3 on this story about Fema. I had to cover my first video, and I had a coworker talking about, well, we need more proof. Well, I'm going to give you more proof since I know you're a Democrat and you don't really want to listen. You don't want to concede, or that you're so brainwashed by the Democratic Party. So I'm going to kind of and break that brainwash for you. FEMA officers told relief workers in Florida to avoid homes with Trump signs. Where it says, here's the video. This is 5 days ago. Breaking news about 5 days ago on Fox News. Here you go.
Of Joe Biden was hurricane relief and FEMA's reaction, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Joe Biden was in charge, but Kamala Harris was running, and there was there was an avoidance of wanting to talk about how significant the impact is on so many communities based on two hurricanes. Now, according to the Daily Wire, this is a staggering story. FEMA officials, so which should be helping everybody, directed hurricane relief workers in Florida to avoid certain homes that had Trump signs in their lawn. Okay, here's the report according to the Daily Wire. A FEMA supervisor told workers in a message to avoid homes advertising Trump as they canvassed Lake Placid, Florida to identify residents who could qualify for federal aid. Internal messages viewed by the Daily Wire reveal. The supervisor, Marnie Washington, relayed this message both verbally and in group chat used by the relief team. Multiple government employees told the Daily Wire. So now hurricane relief also politicized.
Yeah, no question. And by the way, there was already outrage that so many FEMA funds had been raided to give to illegal immigrants. And so obviously people are saying we gotta take the politics out of something as essential as emergency relief. I mean, this is insane. And by the way, the FEMA spokesperson has a statement. FEMA helps all survivors regardless of their political preference or affiliation, and we are deeply disturbed by this employee's actions. While we believe this is an isolated incident, we've taken measures to remove the employee from their role and are investigating the matter to prevent this from happening ever again. The employee who issued this guidance had no authority and was given no direction from anyone to tell teams to avoid these homes, and we are reaching out to the people who have not been reached as a result of this incident. Will, I mean, I'm surprised that, I mean, you see lots of agencies getting politicized. This is one you really wouldn't expect.
Well, it's not just, to me, my focus is less on FEMA and more, I would imagine this is the case in every government agency, and what it does is show the depth of the cancer inside of our government, and that you have to root out politicization at the highest levels, for example, the DOJ, but you have to also understand there's a bureaucracy under every one of these state departments where you have, foot soldiers who behave in the same manner as Merrick Garland. Right. And in order to really reform the bureaucracy, I actually think you are going to need, like Elon Musk walking through the lobbies of Washington, D.C. with a sink in his hands. He's going to have to sit there with the Department of Government Efficiency and cut it down to the size you could drown it in a bathtub. Otherwise, this is where we are now.
That's the challenge. That, to me, is one of the most interesting things about how this will play out. So Elon Musk fired 90% of Twitter, turned it into X because he had to change the culture. It doesn't work that way with government. You wish it could. I remember.
Well, you can though.
You can. You just have to do it on a certain process, and you got to be dedicated to doing it. You're demonstrating how to do it.
Well, the first thing you have to do is take out the unionization of federal employees so that they're fireable. And I also heard that, and by the way, VA.
That's a massive task. We did that at the VA when we were running out, and just the VA, and they refused to use it inside the VA. So the government bureaucracy then fights back and says, okay, we have this tool, but we're not going to use it. And they certainly don't. I mean, it's the fight worth having. That is the fight to have.
It is the most important fight. And the other,
I would be equally pessimistic just because based upon our history and the size of this thing. I think the only thing that gives me some inspiration, well, there's two things. One, the involvement of Elon Musk. I think that is incredibly big. And second is to see some model of it in Argentina with Javier Milei. I mean, he has actually cut down government when it's hard to find an example on the world stage. There is actually one in Argentina.
Yeah, and they have seen, by the way, a decrease in their inflation rates, like at this astounding rate, just since he took office. So these things can be turned around. The other thing that Donald Trump said just this week, I believe, he said, we're going to move some of these agencies to other states. That's a really amazing way to make sure that it's not just these really liberal DC suburb kind of people that are, populating the bureaucracy. Get it out, decentralize, make sure that these agencies are representative of the people, and I think that would help to get them depoliticized. It's an amazing idea.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here
And
to
as you can
subscribe
see,
to the Fox News YouTube page to catch
that
the
would
hottest
happen.
interviews and most.
This is Fox News. This is not owned by CNN, NBC, or any other Democrat channels that keeps you from knowing the information. This is Fox News, meaning it's towards both sides of the party. This is where I get most of my news information from, and everything. And we'll hear a lot more of this throughout the years until Trump gets in office, cause there's a lot of shady shit that is going on with the Democrat Party, and a lot of people don't pay attention to it, cause they've been brainwashed basically, and everything. And they have fired the supervisor right here, and everything. I gotta find a person's name on here, which I'm gonna keep on doing more and more here, and everything. This is not just instant accident. This is not just one-time thing. This happened multiple times. It happened on Obama's administration. It happened on every Democrat Party's administration. If you look at the stock markets, when the Republicans are in office, stock markets are high, food prices are low. When Democrats get in office, stock market crashes, food prices go up. It's just common sense, people. I will give that female coworker name out, but I'm not going to do that and everything. I'm just, you know who I'm talking about. There's two of y'all, so y'all know who I'm talking about. Have a nice day.